come out, and then I'll go over to this forging hammer, and you'll get to see the process of this, a blank going to this stage of the picket.
So there's some really cool things going on right now. We have these lanterns, and this is one more assembled.
But they're all roughly the same design.
So they're going to a commercial space in Lexington called the Apiary. These two will be on either side of a large door. So they are larger than their sister components, sister lanterns, over here on the other table. These are components to our stools, actually, and we have a new stool that we're prototyping right now. It's another chair, but the small bench.
Trying to get it ready for market, actually.
Yeah, for market. The small bench furniture line we started about 2 years ago, and we started with a handful of pieces of furniture. Now the best seller is a bar stool, which has reclaimed bourbon barrel staves, and a bar table. This is our prototype stool. And we were delivering furniture yesterday, actually, so a bunch of the furniture left. And last week we shipped a lot of custom pieces, and so custom heights or counter size, etc. that we make here. But mostly they're sold through galleries. They're not. We don't have our own gallery, and try not to handle the customer service. We let the galleries do it. So this is the bar table.
Nice.
And it has. Well, Cap and Persix have turned on it yet. Can't believe that they're missing. They're being made, and they'll go right here to
One of the
Cap
things that
first.
we wanted to do was take we work in metal every day, so we have the ability to do that and think in a way differently than people who might only work in wood. Good response with the stools and the tables as well. So we're starting to ship them all over the country, actually.
Yeah, and we live in Lawrenceburg. We have 2 distilleries here, and a lot of our friends and neighbors have worked at distilleries or continue to work at distilleries.
And fathers did, and grandfathers did.
So we started actually prototyping with bourbon barrels out of our neighbors' barns. We only make 10 or 20 is the maximum we'll make at a time.
Yeah, we do short runs.
So we do short runs, and it gives us, we do them between the large railing commissions. So, and that's exactly where the shop's at right now, is we finished one large railing, and before we start the next one, we do what we call small jobs, and that would be non-railings, basically.
Right, yeah.
And
small job
the furniture is always running in the background, so about every 6 to 8 weeks we finish a pile of furniture, and we just finished the stools, and now we're going to finish these tables. We'll be at Kentucky Crafted, the market, with some samples, but mostly just representing the Arts Council and the architectural booth.
Right. It's we'll meet with people, and sometimes they'll have a very clear vision of what they want to see, and other times they pose the question of what do I want? Tell me what I want. So it's up to us to tease that out through conversation and interaction, ideally with them in the space, so that we can get a feel for what their vision is. It's easier in the space to see what their vision is. Yeah.
Our primary focus is those large railings, and because we hand make each component, as far as design goes, the sky's the limit. So we can design something very, very contemporary.
As a kid, I grew up in East Kentucky, and my grandfather had a set of books called Foxfire. I don't know if you remember them or are familiar with them, but they documented the ways of life in the Appalachian Mountains that were kind of fading away. Yeah. And there was a couple of chapters on blacksmithing, and it was just something about it that struck a chord. It was really intriguing to me. So, Granddad let me set up a little makeshift forge in his barn, and I just kind of pecked away at it as a kid, and then later in life got into machining and high precision machining and tool and die work. And then after that, I moved. That was in North Carolina. Then I moved back to Kentucky and decided to give this a go as a full-time job, and it took off.
Finally, have the big art studio.
Well,
we have an amazing crew
too. Is that this has grown the demand for the things that Karine and I designed and made for years by ourselves. It's outpaced our ability to do it anymore. So now we have the 3 employees along with us in the shop. And it's their full-time job. Every day they're coming in here and creating things, and it's all custom work, and it's exciting and new and different every time. It's often frustrating, but it's never boring, ever. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, my wife and I moved here from Louisville.
Oh, wow.
Commuted for about 6 months, and we found a house out here, and I convinced her to please let me be a blacksmith.
There you
and
go.
move out here.
It'll be 2 years in April. I studied sculpture at UK
Okay.
and did a lot of metalworking there. And then I had another job that was similar to this with Kentucky Ornamental Iron in Lexington several years ago. Handrails, but not of this caliber.
Is like there is interaction as far as like, well, what do you think? If there's a problem solving, there's a lot of back and forth, and we'll toss ideas around. But the design usually is either driven by the client or an architect who may have a clear vision, or whatever we design that they agree to being what they want. They say, yes, that's what I want, and then go for it. And then once that's set, then there it goes. So then it goes to the shop, and it's our job and their job to implement that vision for the client or the architect or whoever it may be.
We try to get beautiful pictures and hand them off to you all. We really do, because that's all we have when a job is done.
Sure.
Usually 98% of what we do is installed in someone's home, and we never see it again unless we are invited back.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the picture is all we have.
Yeah.
So then I try to get a beautiful picture, and then
Well, Karine and I are really like big believers in the Arts Council too, because of what you all do. Because you quantify what the arts are doing for the state and the artists who are working in it by actually being able to set, okay, this, the arts generated this much funding this year. Until then, it was sort of abstract, but I think that's kind of like, I haven't seen any other states doing that, and I think it's fantastic because it does show that arts are important and that they do contribute in a big way. Everything we do here is art driven. It's all based in that, in creation and custom work. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting way to make a living.